Welcome, guys. My name is Cyndi Williams. I'm your host. This is Bliss to Abundance. And we have such a crazy topic today. So first of all, I want to say thank you for your patience. We've been moving. We've been unpacking. We were in Florida for a month from the end of June to the end of July. So live streams have been super inconsistent. But now that we're moved into the new house, look, everything's hung. Isn't that like a miracle? Within a week, we're ready to go and get back on schedule and bring you guys the live streams and shows over on Roku and Amazon back into a regular flow. So thank you for your patience during that time. But first of all, let me say, if this is your first live stream, I'm Cyndi Williams. I'm known as a travel career coach or Wanderlust CEO, and I'm known for a few things. One is coaching people to have the travel businesses of their dreams through our Careers on Vacation program. But I love three things. I love amazing coffee mugs, and I have the cutest one for you today. How cute is that? I picked that up on a recent Disney trip, so I always like to share one of these. And if you're listening over on our podcast, make sure you go over and see our shows. We replay them later on YouTube. So I love coffee mugs. I love crazy earrings. These ones I got from Kauai. And I love travel, right? That's why we're all here. I love travel. And I love my passion and my purpose in life is to help people follow their bliss into abundance. I have a foundational belief that if everyone leans in to their life's purpose, what makes them passionate, what makes them jump out of bed in the morning, if you follow that, you can bring abundance into your life in crazy ways. And my passion is travel, right? So that's why most of you are here tuning in to learn how to grow and supersize your travel businesses, or maybe you're just curious about it. But either way, we're happy that you're here today. Today we have such a topic, how we took our travel business from multiple six figures a year to six figures a month. And you're like, what? Wait, what? What? Is that even possible in the travel industry? When I set the goal, like I was even like, kind of like, can we do it? Like if I'm the person who helps people get to six figures in their travel business, what would be the craziest goal I can set for myself in my mind at that time? And I said, you know what? Let's get it to six figures a month. That's what we're going to do. And I set that goal almost 2 years ago. And we've been working at it ever since. And so today I'm going to share with you exactly how we did it. Really struggled over this topic today. Like I grew up in the Midwest, right? So if I have any Midwesterners on the call this morning, definitely say a little hello. But we're raised like you don't talk about money, like what you make is like very personal and it's not to be discussed. And while I get that, like that's why I've had this challenge, because I've been wanting to put this live stream and this topic together for a month, but I've just been like going back and forth. But I just had to like, we have the new house now, and so we have the balconies, so I have time to reflect and watch sunsets, and that's amazing. And, a thought occurred to me like, Cyndi, like your life's purpose is to help motivate and inspire people to follow their bliss into abundance. What better case study, what better inspiration, what better motivation to challenge people's thinking about what is possible in this industry, right? And so with that thought, I'm just executing. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to get it all fleshed out. And thank you for tuning in, because I can't wait to share everything. And I hope it brings you as much or more abundance in your businesses. So first things first, how the hell did I do this? Like, right? Like how the heck did me and my team, when I started, I didn't have a team. I have a team now. How did we accomplish this massive goal together? So first, let me share a couple numbers with you. So, I'm going to share some actual stats. So YouTube, we have a couple YouTube channels, combined views of just under 200,000, 180,000 combined views. Facebook, we have combined fans, followers of around 20,000. Instagram, right around 6,000. Database, we have 20,000 people in our database. And keep in mind, I started, I was started back in the 90s. This is my 25th year anniversary in the industry. So yes, I know what I'm doing. But in terms of our database, we've grown that just over the last five to 6 years. So we have 20,000 people in our actual database that have either contacted us or through our lead generation, or they're actual customers of ours. And then we generate easily 600 to 1,000 leads every single month. Right? So we had good numbers. We have good numbers. And now I'm going to tell you like 2 secrets. One, those numbers don't mean crap. Like you might like, oh, I don't know. How would I ever get 100,000 views on YouTube, right? Or how would I ever get 10,000 people, 20,000 people following me on Facebook? First of all, those numbers don't actually mean anything unless you know what to do with them. Unless you have systems in place, unless you know how to take those communities, foster a relationship, not a relationship, foster a contact, and then get them into a system that converts into cash for your company, converts into sales, converts into profits, converts them into clients, right? So don't get caught up in the numbers. Like, that's what we do in our mastermind. We show people how to grow those communities and then what you do with them once you grow them, right? So, but I wanted everyone to know kind of like a baseline, because I don't want you to think like you can go out in the next 2 months and make 6 figures a month in your travel business. I want to be realistic about that. It does not happen overnight. So the second secret I want to hit home in a big way. So part of my job as an industry advocate and as someone who trains people every single day how to grow and supersize their travel businesses, my job is to be on top of the latest marketing, what works, what systems are changing, adjusting. Just yesterday in my grad group, I had people saying, Cyndi, Facebook changed some crap and it's messing my system up. So I'm like, well, let me figure out what's going on here, right? So, but my job is to know that information. So I go to the top marketing conventions, not for travel. I go to the top marketing conventions in the world to know what marketing works best, to convert it for the travel industry, and then share it with y'all through some of our free things that we do, and then the good juicy stuff, of course, in our programs of here's what is working. And the second secret is not that I go to those things. The second secret is that we are so behind as an industry on how we market our businesses. It is ridiculous, particularly the home-based agent. And it's partly because you guys just don't know how. So there's no like fault or no judgment. But I had the good fortune, after 9/11, a lot of us had to go work in corporate jobs because the travel industry went, and I had the good fortune of working for a marketing company that had a travel division. So that was my first, in my early 20s, kind of learning like, oh my gosh, marketing can be done on a whole different platform, a whole different level. And so my mindset changed with marketing, and I got to learn how the big companies do it. And, fast forward into today's environment, the good news is there's never been a better time for you or anyone in business to connect with your consumers directly, because there are systems, there are tools, there are mediums, there are platforms that you can get to clients now that we couldn't do back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, right? So that's the good news. The bad news is most people aren't doing it. And, to kind of give you an example, I go to VidCon. If you don't know what VidCon is, it's YouTube's annual convention where all the big YouTubers go. And it's amazing. And it's so inspiring to me. One of the reasons I continue to go to VidCon is I cannot get over the fact that there are 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds that are making $1 million a year, right, from YouTube. And they're not making it because they have the greatest product in the world. They're making it because they've built an audience and they have systems in place. They have systems. No one's making 7 figures a year without having systems. So either their parents got them the right direction, or they're just really savvy and smart and learned about the systems. But that's what they teach you at VidCon and all these other marketing conventions, is the systems you need after you build the community, right? By the way, at VidCon, my numbers would be laughed out of the room. 200,000 views. Most of those kids get that on one video. So you do not need to be a YouTuber in our industry. So make sure that that's clear. Like, especially because people have visibility blocks. They are like, oh my God, I would never get on video, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to be a YouTuber, right? You have to have enough of a presence where you have a community, and we cycle leads in a different way in the travel industry. So, but I'm just saying that to say, like, if a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old can make $1 million a year by putting some systems in place, selling t-shirts and makeup kits, whatever, like, you guys can do it. I promise, I promise, I promise. So we're behind as an industry. That's all I want to say with secret number 2. Okay, so let's get back to step by step. How did we put this whole thing together? So the first thing is you have to set a goal. And maybe your goal is not 6 figures a month. Maybe that feels too big right now. Maybe it's 6 figures a year if you haven't hit it yet. Or maybe it's hitting 500, whatever your goal is, right? But I want you to set a goal that's going to make you become a new person in order for you to achieve it. I'm going to let that sit for a second. And I heard another coach say that, so I'm not claiming credit. I want you to set a goal, this is not verbatim, that is so big, you have to become someone else. You have to challenge yourself. You have to grow in order to hit it, right? And I have definitely had to do that in the last 2 years. Let me tell you, it has been quite a journey. So that's the first one. And in my case, let me see, I want to hide part of this because I want to share it to the end. Hang on, I'm gonna put my La Valencia out. No, that doesn't work. Hang on, there we go. So I set a goal, right? So I do these affirmation cards. Tell me if you guys can see this. I hope you can see it. Let me go back to my camera because I'm not watching myself. There we go. I will hit 100K a month, and then I had a date in there that said bye, and I wanted to hit it by the end of March 2019. Okay, so that was my goal. So that's the first place that it started. So set whatever your goal is going to be. That's step 1. That's what we did. Now from there, what are you going to do with that goal? A lot of people set goals, New Year's resolutions, and then they forget about them. You have to keep your goal top of mind. Okay, so let me give you some ways in which you can do that. So some things I do, I have the daily practice. I go through the affirmations every day. I also have a whiteboard in my office that says 100K plus a month, with a circle around it, and then I have spokes going off of it and all the things I'm going to need to do to get there. And I'm going to tell you those things in a second. The other thing that I do, and I'm going to give you a crazy look at this. This is my phone thing, right? So these are my current goals I'm working on, and I put them on my phone screensaver. I need to see them every single day. Okay, so morning practice, screensaver, put them up in your bathroom, create a vision board if you have never done that before. That's a great way to just keep your goal top of mind, okay? So the third one is map that plan. So I talked about having that, map it out. So whatever your goal is, 100K a year, 100K a month, 7-figure, 6-figure, whatever your goal is, right? Maybe your goal is to have a new house. I have that one too, and we did that one, right? So whatever your goal is, you need to map it. And this is where you take it from a dream to an actual plan. So write it down on a piece of paper. If you haven't read Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles, check this out. Another goal of mine was to have lunch with Jack. And y'all, I didn't even plan to do this. Let me see if I can find it. Look at this. Cyndi, go for it. From Jack Canfield. How amazing is that? But this book, this is actually, I took my old copy because this is the one that I use. This has a great mapping exercise in it that will help you map out your goals. So you put your map in the middle and then spoke it off to all the things that you know you need to do to get to that goal, okay? So what are some of the things that were on that plan for us? Well, one, I knew that we were selling. I knew that we had good lead flow, but in every business, if you're going to grow, you have to increase your leads. So that was the first thing. We have to increase our leads, right? More leads, more leads, more leads. We're doing great. Now we want to do extraordinary. We have to get more leads, right? Second one was we needed new lead sources. Okay, so we have lots of different lead sources, lots of different systems in place to drive leads, but I wanted some more, like some of the new marketing that I had been hearing about, I wanted to get those in place. So I had a kind of one earmark to go, you know what, where are we going to get new leads from? Where can we do that? Who do I need to talk to learn about that, right? And then I wanted to strengthen our sales funnels. Most of you guys are not using sales funnels. I know this because I work with hundreds of travel business owners a year. And when we talk about sales funnels, sometimes they try to home grow one, which is fine. But once they hit your system, what happens to them? That's what a sales funnel is. What's the customer's journey from that point on, right? So we had great sales funnels in place, but I wanted to make them even better. I wanted them to convert higher. This is the stuff I'm learning at these conferences, right? Like, how do you convert, get better copy, get better conversion? How do you test things? So we wanted to strengthen our sales funnels. And the reason I want to do these things first is before I do the next thing on my list, which is increase my marketing budget, I need to make sure these things are going to convert and perform at the level that I want them to, right? So that was the next thing. Improve and strengthen the funnels. And then if you are going to make money in business, you have to spend money in marketing. Like, it's not going to, I'm actually going to tell you what I spent here in a second. Like, if I'm, out here, not trying to brag about our numbers, but sharing our numbers, I also want to be realistic about what we had to spend to get there. So, but before you increase your marketing budget, the whole point is I wanted to make sure that once they drop into the system, the stuff was good and it was going to convert, right? So we increased our marketing spend. So we knew if we were spending this much in Facebook, this much in Instagram, this much in YouTube, this much in all the other marketing systems we have, we knew about what it would convert at because we track and monitor our numbers. That's why we can make good decisions with marketing. And then the last one was to improve our close rate a little bit. So if you guys have agents that work for you or a sales team, you have to make sure they're converting before you dump a bunch of money into marketing. That's the other thing that's really good as well. I'm hoping I'm not frozen on Facebook because it's showing like I'm frozen, but who knows how this internet's working here at this new place. So at any rate, making sure those are the things that were on our spokes, right? So all that to say, did I put all of that in place and then magically by March of 2019, we hit our goal? No, we did not. We did not hit our goal. We didn't make it. We were a failure. But were we really? So this is the point all of you guys get to, right? So when you set a goal and you don't hit it as planned, what is the thing that you do at that point? You really have some choices. So if you have a goal, you don't hit it, what's your choice going to be at that point? So the first one is you can be like, well, we improved some. We did make some progress, right? By making these adjustments and putting things in place, we did have some success, but we hadn't hit that big goal that we wanted to hit by that time frame. So I could have either said, you know what, still feels pretty good. We still grew 20% or 30% or 40%. So we still could have felt great about that and just kind of, chilled out there, right? That's one choice I had. I could have quit and said, oh, I'm a failure. Oh my gosh, nothing I do works. No, of course not, right? Don't quit. Like, you're still making progress. Even if you're just learning, you're making progress. Number 3, I could adjust. So I could adjust and try to keep fixing it myself. I did have some initial success doing everything on my own and continue to grow. And maybe I would have got there a year or 2 from now if I keep, doing everything myself. But the problem was I didn't have a lot of time. We were getting busier because we did have growth, right? We did have things going on. The company was growing. So the last, and what I think is the best thing that you can do, is to not just adjust, but identify where you're having issues and get help to fix them. Where are you having issues and get help? And we were having issues. Our lead flow did increase, but it didn't increase to where I needed it to be at those numbers. And so what did I do back in March? What did I do at that point, at that juncture where I was like, is it a failure or should I keep going? I double down. Right? I want success. Failure is not an option. Every day I'm looking right at this goal. Every day I'm going in, looking at that little goal, and it's on my phone. I got to do it. It's in, you know what I mean? I'm already envisioning that it's happened. So it has to happen. Failure was an option. So I got help. I doubled down. I spent $20,000. Please don't tune out. I promise I'm going to give you some lower cost options by the end of this video. So hang in there. But I did. I spent $20,000 on expert help. I took a funnel mastermind for 7-figure funnels to learn how to get them out there and in place. I hired a Facebook expert. I hired a branding expert. I hired a chatbot consultant. I did all of this stuff to get where I wanted to go and to have people help me with things I didn't have time to do, right? It's not that I couldn't have done these things or researched or, it would have just taken so much time. I don't have time. I'm impatient. I want success faster, right? So yeah, I spent the money. And then in addition to that, I knew that we were getting a certain amount of lead flow through YouTube and through our videos and through different things. So I spent another $12,000 and I took my family, I convinced my husband to take our family to Florida for an entire month during the summer. So we could do videos and we could get leads that go then into funnels and things like that. And so $32,000 if you're tracking. And then I threw out some bonuses to my sales team. We spent around another $3,000 on that to get that conversion. We worked on that as we talked about earlier. So I'm into about $35,000 now. Right? You're like, Cyndi, I don't have $35,000. Are you crazy? I get it. But just bear with me a second. Bear with me. So from March, though, to August, we grew every single month. March, we grew. March, April, May, June, July. And in August, we didn't just hit our goal, we exceeded it by $36,000. $136,000, y'all. What? But here's the thing. It's not hitting it for 1 month. Now I know the tools and resources so I can replicate that every single month going forward, right? So did I get return on investment? Of course I did. Was it a big risk? Of course it was at the time. And it feels so big and it feels so crazy, but I wanted to accomplish this goal for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to show you guys it was possible. I wanted to prove it to myself that it was possible. And I wanted to encourage, inspire you to maybe have 6 figures a year is your big dream, whatever it is. But knowing that this case study is out there, what's another one that can be replicated and out there? So the know how to do it is really, really key. And I want to share with you this. I want to go back to this card real quick, right? So back when we said, do I quit? Do I give up? I want you to show what I did with this card every month. I crossed out March and I changed it to May. And then June, I think I was in Florida. I didn't even pay attention. Crossed out July because we didn't make it in July. And I updated it to August 31st. And boom, that's when we hit our goal. So if you don't make your goals in life or on schedule, stop giving yourself a hard time. Just frickin' adjust, right? It might take more time. And then our house one says by November. And so we hit that one early. We're moved in at September, right? So what can you do? I know you don't have $35,000. That's okay. This is the point where you get all the juicy good stuff, right? Maybe you don't have $35,000. Maybe your goal is not to do 6 figures a month, it's to do 6 figures a year. But if you're feeling stuck, but you have a passion, we got you excited about big goals and what's possible in this industry today, that's where I want you to be sitting. I want you to consider applying for Careers on Vacation. Our mastermind program is a fraction of what I had to spend to go out and learn all these lessons and get this infrastructure in place. In our mastermind, you have access to my team of experts that have gotten my company where it is today. You get access to me. And aren't you worth doubling down on yourself? Like whatever your goal is, instead of those choices being, I'm going to quit, I'm just going to sit with okay, or is it time to actually get off the fence and grow your travel business? If it is, I would love for you guys to reach out to us at careersonvacation.com/ready now. Apply for the mastermind. We do have limited seats. We keep it a limited number so everybody gets personalized support. But no matter what, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. And it's been a crazy journey the last 2 years. I've learned so much. Everything I've learned gets really repurposed and recycled and put right into our programs. And so I hope you consider Careers on Vacation. If not, I still love you. Thank you for your viewership. And we wish you so much love, so much abundance. We're going to be back with the live streams on a regular cadence now on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And normally they're over on the Travel Career Coach channel, but this was kind of a secret session. So we put it right in the Careers on Vacation. So at any rate, I love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.